Right, now then, well, this is a rundown of my gear. As promised, I use 14-inch hi-hats by K, which is another brand of Zildjian. So the 14-inch hybrid, custom hybrid hi-hats. And I've got here an 18-inch crush medium, which is a Stag one. Pretty loud. Also a 19-inch rock crush, seen here. One of my many crushes. And another one here, which is a 20-inch crush ride by Stag. Both of these are Stag, by the way. Another K Zildjian, a custom dry complex ride, 22-inch this one. So this is probably the biggest in my collection. And a China cymbal by Istanbul, very good brand, which is a 20-inch, very nice and loud, which I obviously love. I use a mix of different drumsticks, always Victor 5B normally, or sometimes even Pro Mark, which are the ones I'm using currently here. So these are Pro Mark 5B ones, pretty much like Roger Taylor would use. He would use 5B. I've got a double pedal down there, which is a PDP double pedal. Obviously a pearl hi-hat stand, bought by my lovely Mrs. Shona, who actually bought that for me for Christmas last year, bless her. So shout out to her. A 14-inch snare drum, 14-inch by 5 inches, also a pearl. And it's only a Target one, believe it or not, so it's not top of the range sort of snare drum, but it's good enough sound for me. But as I say, I've got 4 snare drums in total. This is one of them, and I've got a free floating one which I use pretty much all the time, but I'm just using this particular one for this particular recording, because I like the sound of this one. I think it's got a more drier sound, and it's probably better when you're actually doing drum covers such as I've been doing for this particular setup. And of course this is a 12-inch rack tom. Sorry, no, actually, this is a 10-inch rack tom. Tell a lie. This is the 10-inch rack tom. Here. This one here. Lovely sound to it. This is a 13-inch, yes, 13-inch rack tom and a 14-inch rack tom. Both Pearl export, these two are. This is a Pearl World series rack tom. And here we've got 2 floor toms, one 16, which is also a Pearl export, and an 18-inch floor tom, which is actually made by Tamar. It's a Tamar floor tom. I couldn't find an 18-inch one that would fit perfectly well. So one that was a Pearl, so I aimed for Tamar in the end anyway. And of course the bass drum, which is a 22-inch by 18. This lovely bass drum. I'll be doing a solo in a minute, so you can hear a full-on solo of this particular kit, which I'll be doing in a minute. But yes, also I've got my drumstick bag down there, which is always handy if I want to use my mallets, which you can see there, just there. And a load of other drumsticks there. I've got some brushes even down there if I want to do some jazzy style playing, which I don't do very often, to be honest, but sometimes I do. Depends. And that's about it, really. This is just a part of my gear. I've also got roto toms, and I've got other toms and other snare drums, which I will be going through eventually. But this is just a main part of it, I would say, would be this kit. And this would be normally my normal setup. If I was to gig, this would probably be the gig setup I would have. Sometimes it'll be a little bit smaller, but it all depends. Depends what venue I'd be doing. But yeah, and of course I've got a Mapex throne, which is my seat, my Mapex throne, and yeah, everything's there that I enjoy having for rehearsals and playing drum covers and God knows what. So I will be doing a solo with this. So thank you for watching this particular video. I will now be doing a solo.